Alright, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be doing a community reaction. Everybody's thoughts on the 11th anniversary round 2, the Soul Ascension Aizen that should be releasing in 2 days' time, by the time this video drops. I guess I'll just put my thoughts out right away. I absolutely love the character. The skills are really good. The animations are really, really good. Probably my favorite character of the anniversary so far, besides Yoruichi, bias. His attribute completely fine with. I understand why his technique. It's to replace Meninas as hard as possible, which I don't mind at all. We will be getting a speed character next week with the Calamity round 2. It should be a ranged speed character, a human killer. So keep that in mind. I don't understand why people are complaining. It's like, oh well, like as if we're not gonna get a speed character, and it's not like attributes really matter in this game. To be fair, it's more so killers, and Melee Squad Zero definitely needed a new replacement because Meninas was terrible, Mayuri is terrible, and Rukia is terrible. So very much needed a character of this magnitude, to be honest. I guess the one downside is that he does have poise break, so when you're a dominate character you don't want to have poise break, because if you knock the enemies down it does not deal the constant damage over time with dominate. And I mean, mainly it only matters in Limit Breaker realistically, but I don't think it'll matter too much in Guild Quest. I think it's fine. It's fine, because to be honest, I think he's aiming to be one of the best characters in the entire game. Also, I like the fact of the gauge mechanic being able to be fully charged with his EX skill, because that way when you go into the EX waves you can pop it and immediately get your gauge back, which was like the biggest downside of a Wetsu, especially considering he didn't have ailments. But now they seem to have fixed gauges. Hopefully it actually works out that way and that it is actually really, really broken. Would absolutely love that, and then maybe we can potentially get more gauge characters like this, which I think is very, very good. Alright, now we have a lot of comments, so we're going to try to speed blitz this, and if some of them are just, I like the character, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm just going to go for hot takes, or interesting takes, or just, you know, divisive replies, I guess. We have Ravon. This might be the best character design the game has ever had, I can't lie. Understandable. I guess this is the one I'll take over on his design. I don't know if I actually like it more than the OG 6NE Aizen or this one. They're both so different and both super unique, and I am here for it. Very, very top tier design in my eyes. We have Anto. I love the black and pinkish design. I think it fits Aizen really well. Also, him having a Zanpakuto is a really good detail, because in the actual story, Aizen is a transcended being who became one with his Zanpakuto. So this version being another godly evolution, but taking a different route, is great. When it comes to his gameplay, what can I say? He definitely competes with Grimmjow for the best tech unit, even if Grimmjow ends up being better. They have different killers, so it's not that big of a deal. And I think that SA2 ain't going to be that bad, considering how broken Frenzy 4 is. Yuha's EX move is very similar and still very good for both GQ and Limit Breaker. The only complaint I could have is that he isn't speed, or at the very least, heart tech just didn't need another unit. I mean, that's fair, but at the end of the day, I feel like End of Month is going to have a speed or heart character as well, alongside the range speed human killer that we know is going to be dropping next Calamity character on the 22nd, most likely. But like the attribute, I don't really care too much for it, to be honest. It's whatever. I think the one thing is I kind of wish it was heart or power, because I think it would look cooler in the box, like in your inbox. Like he just looks like a heart or power character, not so much a technique character. But I'm more than fine with it. Yet again, just complaining about the attribute, but I already talked about it. It is whatever. Bilmix. I like it because it's Aizen and because he is strong. As an Aizen fan, I like the way Caleb gives respect to Lord Aizen. There was a few years there where he genuinely just didn't get a singular good character. He got a character every year, but it was always just like incredibly disappointing. There was the Speed Aizen, and then the Mind Aizen, and then before that was like the Tech Nad Aizen, which he was Nad, which kind of sucked, but he was incredibly broken, so I think it was made up for. But then ever since then, up until when we got the 6NE Remake Aizen, like we just didn't have a good Aizen at all. Like we were begging for it, and they finally gave it to us. So, thankfully, Nitrum Sinister and his and is the opposite of his white butterfly form. The wings upside down, and he went from clean white to Lord of the Underworld black, a must summon. Fair enough. Apocalypse is the most hyped and auraful design this game has ever made. Fair enough. Danny's design reminds me a lot of the Hell Butterflies, and I like the design of his Zanpakuto. Toe. Overall, 10 out of 10 in design and skills. Unfortunately, I won't be summoning, saving my orbs for Core 4 in a month. I'm glad he's premium. I'll eventually get him from tickets. That is another thing. He should be premium, so hopefully you can get him from tickets. But the one thing that I saw in his Soul Bomb is when he throws his sword back like this. It reminds me of when Ichigo went Vassal Lorde. I don't know if it was in the movie or the actual anime, but up against Okiura. And he did that, and the whole thing like exploded behind him, but did that big rock wall thing. That was really cool. Really reminded me of that. Also, the colors remind me of... It's Fate. I can't remember the exact form. It's something about Saber. I don't remember. That really cool fight that everybody posts on Twitter of Fate. That's probably the only one you've seen. If you haven't actually watched Fate, you've probably seen that fight at least, and it's really cool. So that's what I saw when I saw the colors. Okay, he is talking about something completely different. I'm definitely getting Aizen, even though I'm broke on orbs. We'll need to get him. Best of luck, best of luck. Gloops, he's Vortex insane, bro. Yeah, apparently the Vortex is a 960 into a plant Vortex, just to clarify. So it is actually even better than I thought on paper, which is very, very good. Jamar Williams, Caleb, please have mercy on my orbs, man. Yeah, we, a lot of big banners coming back to back to back, so might want to save, just saying. I think it's a must summon. Would have liked if they did a double Soul Ascension character. I don't know who would be good with Aizen, so I get it that it had to be a single banner like Yoruichi, because before Yoruichi we didn't have a single unit banner in a long time. Overall must pull because my 3-5 Rukia can't carry me anymore. The Yoruichi one is a bit different because it's a Calamity character. They said we were getting 3 separate banner characters, like singular banners. Now this one I think is just because it's a Soul Ascension character and it's a throwback to how they did the 6th anniversary Aizen, where he as a original form can hold down an entire banner by himself, which I personally think he definitely can, and I think he has. He is probably my most viewed reaction video of all time already, and it's been 1 day, so I think that says a lot. So yeah, I think he definitely can hold his own. We have Where. The thing is, the banner should have been 2 characters at the very least, and the filler isn't the best, to be honest. Could have added the Jugram and other good units. Jugram as in the Power 1000 or Bubble Jugram? I mean, I guess they could have. They could have. I just don't think they were going to add him yet. I feel like Jugram is going to be added around October into filler. I think it's a bit too early, especially for how broken he is. Like, Shunsui and Nanao... Like, Nanao isn't all that anymore. Shunsui was undercooked at release, so I feel like that's why they're already in filler, to be honest. They were kind of lackluster, and also it was 7 months different. It was a 7-month gap versus the, what? I think it's 6 months? So, yeah, I don't think Jugram would have been filler already, but, and also he's better than Shunsui, so. I think the filler is good enough, except for Mugetsu. I think it should have been Tentani, Ichigo, or Rukia, one of the 2 at least. And then the 2 characters, like, I don't think we needed it. Like, we have, like, Aizen sells the banner by himself. That's kind of the whole point. He is the banner character. He's the character that can hold down by himself. Every single time Aizen's on a banner, most people are going to be summoning just for Aizen. Like, you know, like, if I saw this character next to Okiura and Grimjow, those 2 are not getting summoned on. That's all I'll say, to be honest. But yeah, Freak Show. This is the Aizen Devil. Okay. Heiken, character choice, design, and skills are all amazing, but it's now increasingly strange that End of Year Aizen got replaced by Yama. He's going to be even more of a beast with this new Aizen as a Link with the damage to dominated EX skill. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think they do replace characters fairly quick, to be fair. Like, they do replace characters quite quick. They try to replace characters, but sometimes they just don't hit the mark. Like the end of year Fullbring Bankai Ichigo, they were trying to replace him, and he just didn't get replaced because Nenya and Noel were kind of dog shit. So, unfortunate. But yeah, it is a bit fast for Aizen to get replaced, I won't lie, especially with how insanely good he is. Weird, but I mean, if Aizen got replaced, I mean, just don't summon for Yama. I mean, it's fine. You're still going to be dominating with Aizen. So, it is what it is. ITAC's cool banner, cool visuals, not really digging the character design though. It feels similar to 10th Annie Ichigo or Eren Yaro Beyond Resurrection. Really. Design and having like an element flow down his body or wings, he would end up looking better, my opinion. I feel like it's supposed to look like a hell butterfly, to be fair. Like, it looks like hell butterfly personified is what Aizen essentially became. I think it looks really cool, but it is what it is. Some people don't have the same taste. This guy, exceptional character choice, exceptional design, exceptional trailer character with a flawed kit design. I wonder what he means about the flawed kit design. If he means like the SA2 being a plant vortex or what. Overall, this anniversary is exceptional. Just the fact that it came with a third round, and even more so with an original design, and being Aizen, he could have came with Frenzy 1 and I'd still spend everything on him. Crazy. Frenzy 1. Joy Velocity. Saw the news like 10 minutes after it dropped. Was like, oh my god, he looks so cool. Definitely peak design and visuals. They cooked hard on him. I'm actually not too upset on the banner format, and since I missed those renewed Ichigos, definitely hoping to get one or both of them too somehow. Definitely favorite design of this Annie. Yeah, like, I don't know why people are disappointed that the 5th and 7th Annie remakes are in here. Like, they're literally like 4 months old at this point, and they're already filler. They're both really good. I believe they're both the best leads for their certain GQ, and I think they look cool. Like, I don't know why nobody brings them up. I think it's really nice that they're in there. Personally, Reap's one of the coolest designs they've ever done. I'm loving the dark black and red pink hellish, but yeah, that's my thought exactly. Pink hellish butterfly theme over his usual purple and white. Very fair, very fair. It's a bit different and it's pretty cool. Rye Meadows, it's just like I expected. I have 5k orbs now. Go all 10 steps on upcoming Aizen and Calamity banner. Yeah, you should be able to. You should be able to go 10 steps here, 10 steps on the Calamity banner, and be completely fine. Hopefully, end of month isn't too insane for you, so that way you can save some orbs, though, because end of month should still be a good banner. We have Dwayne. The design is sick. I wish it was a 2-character banner, but Aizen does deserve 100% of the spotlight. Like, I can understand wanting a second character to summon on, but I feel like if it was at the step 10, then if you don't get anybody, then you have to like kind of choose who you want to go for. Whereas this, it's like, okay, if you want Aizen, summon. If you don't want Aizen, just skip the banner. It's that simple. Like, you don't need Aizen realistically. I think you should, because the Melee Squad 0 characters are utterly terrible and outdated. But if you don't want them, you just don't need a summon for him. It's a 1-character banner. I don't think it's a must summon since he is premium as well. So, it is what it is. Rizzy, best design out of all the Soul Ascension units so far in my opinion. I 1000% agree. Should have been a 2-unit banner, but the fillers are good, except Mugetsu. However, I like it. Yeah, I think Mugetsu was a very last-second addition. Like, how can we just make this banner not be as valuable, but still sell because it's Aizen, and they put Mugetsu in there. I really think Ichigo and Rukia should have been in the filler over either the 9th Annie characters and Mugetsu. Like, those 3 characters I think could have been gone. But it is what it is. This is the Soul Ascension character I wanted next to Yuha. I'm happy that we at least got Aizen for another Annie unit. Yeah, he looks really, really good. Definitely a anniversary worthwhile character. There we go. Dino Lovers going 15k orbs. Best of luck. We have X here. Over the art, it's just Fusion 4 Aizen panel. Caleb either cooks the hardest design ever or just classic goat went 2 for 2, 19 inches of Venom deep is insane. The fact that Venom plays is directly underneath him, that's insane. We got Obunga with Peak, the only one I hearted. Crazy. The real Malik, he's so cool. Definitely already my favorite of the anniversary characters we got and my favorite Soul Ascension design. I 100% agree. My orbs are so cooked. Gotta summon for this dude. The next 2 Calamity units and maybe in a month. Have mercy, Caleb. They are definitely going for your orbs, trying to make you spend some moolah. Design is good, not summoning because Gage can suck it. Probably a hot take, but so be it. I mean, I don't even think you need Aizen's Gage, and he's still top 5 characters in the game. Like, the Gage is like on top, because it's not like It's not similar to like how Ichibei or Nini's gauge is. Like those characters' gauge are utter dog shit. This character just has insane DPS right out the gate. The only thing he gets is more damage. So it's like I think it's completely fine. And if you're talking about in terms of guild quests, you can just pop the EX as soon as you go into the EX waves, get your gauge back, and just obliterate everything in one strong attack. But I mean, I know some people just don't like gauge. I didn't like it either up until we got Oetsu. Genuinely, Bruno was a hit or miss. I didn't like hate him, but I also was kind of annoyed. But Oetsu was where I was like, okay, the gauge is pretty fire. So Rousage, the design is peak. We were robbed of this Aizen and Yuha as the main anniversary units. I think that's completely fine. Like they have big moments still coming up, and Aizen's already had a headliner anniversary character. Now hopefully we get Yuha as a headliner anniversary character, either as his final character of Core 4 or a potential Soul Ascension or something like that. The original character would be really cool as a headliner. Now, I wonder who the last Calamity unit will be, since Yuha and Aizen are basically out from the list, and Ichigo is definitely coming. Maybe the final battle gets extended and Uryu does more to get that unit, or maybe it's true Bankai Ichigo. They save Horn of Salvation for later and give the next Calamity unit to Toshiro. I feel like it's going to be Toshiro or Kenpachi and then Horn of Salvation, because he hasn't done a big final move yet, but who knows. We'll have to wait and see. But I am leaning towards Ichigo or Uryu being the final Calamity character. I feel like it's going to be Ichigo, because I feel like they're just doing all Soul Reapers. That's my headcanon, but obviously, I don't know. Either way, though, I'm hyped for whatever they do. Ares, End of Your Aizen, and now an Annie Aizen. They forgot who the main character is of this anime. To be fair, I feel like Aizen and Ichigo are right up there in the same terms of popularity. Like they are up there. They're very popular characters. They're very widespread. Right up there with like Rukia and Yoruichi for like the female cast. So I think they're very, very, very popular. Lucaria's insane design, but waiting on who the next Calamity character is before I summon, even though I got 4K orbs. I mean, that's fair. Maybe it's your favorite character. Maybe you want a Kenpachi or Toshiro, which is probably the Calamity character coming up in a week's time. So it is what it is. Best of luck if you summon. Ice, good design, but I'm going to skip because of the tech unit. I don't see why that matters at all. The killer for that attribute or that affiliation is terrible. Like, Meninas is terrible, Ruki is terrible, Mayuri is terrible unless they're 5 out of 5. Genuinely think it's a must summon if you're a GQ head. If you're not and you just play epic raids, then I guess sure, don't summon, but oh well. Aryan Vidya. The color scheme is just so good, and the character being Aizen is just too good. Overall, really excited. I agree. I think he looks really cool. Bro looks like Daddy Longneck, but I must pull for the Frenzy 4. I will say, his design, like his art, he looks too long. Like, it looks weird. I think they should have zoomed it in a little bit more on the art, but besides that, it's like top-notch art. Gauge Recharge Strong Attack would be perfect for him, bro. I agree, but I have to imagine that it was just too strong. Like, I think the heal is just kind of useless, but I guess it will also be kind of nice if you get hit once. Then you can just pop your gauge and then get your full stamina back and be able to cook in Limit Breaker or Guild Quest so you don't have to reset. Omar, I called it. I said we might get Aizen since he's the boss of Grimjaw and Ulk. I was right. Obviously, summoning my favorite character in Bleach and better than you. I mean, I like both. Top tier villains in my eyes. Then we have Lidian Kafa, Bait Banner, and a month must be very hype. I mean, it probably will be, but compared to like Yama, Yuha, and Jugram, and this Aizen, I don't think it's going to be better than that. I really don't. It's going to be Core 3. If I have to guess what end of month is right now, I'm going to be guessing it's Pernida and Bankai Mayuri, and then some other third character. That is my guess right now. Bait Beta, that's a must. Is having a beam considered to be overkill for Frenzy 4? The beams aren't really that great in Guild Quest anymore, so they've kind of just leaned away from using them, to be honest. They're great in Limit Breaker, but in Guild Quest, they're just not ideal. It's too skinny to hit every single character in that wide circle pattern, so they have just not been doing beams all too often, which I think is completely fine. Hollow, take off Poise Break, and he's perfect. That's my only nitpick. Fair enough. The Poise Break isn't ideal, but I think it's fine. I saw this one. I thought it was definitely a hot take. I don't think a lot of people are going to agree, but I can see his point. I don't know, man. I'm just waiting for Kugo. This is Aizen's second anniversary character. Third, if you include his remake. Yes, I know he wasn't the anniversary character, but regardless, this is any-worthy design. Kugo has yet to receive any. Yuha too, but we all know he's guaranteed to get one. Kugo isn't. I personally would love Kugo to get at least a second anniversary character, like a round 2 anniversary character. I don't know if he'll ever get a headliner, but round 2 I think would be more than ideal. I think he is a really cool villain, especially if he ends up getting a original form. That would be very cool. But I don't see it happening because they hate Ginjo, bro. Actually, I should have been a speed unit, but great character though. It's whatever. Next week we'll get a speed character. It's fine. That is insane. Design is perfect and kit are also good, but I don't like that he's a technique character and poise break. Yeah, that's like the only flaw I've seen people say, or they just don't fuck with the design. It's just the poise break and the fact that they just don't like every character being tech. It is what it is. It's a must-summon banner for me. I'm going to max send this Aizen. I only have 10 steps worth of orbs and 2 rainbow special move sources and 1 tech. I hope this is enough to max send him. I don't recommend doing it, but I can see by your name you're a big Aizen fan, so fair enough. But I will say I think it would be worth to save the move sources for later on down the line. This character at 2 out of 5 is going to obliterate anything in front of him, but best of luck if you get lucky. Okay, Song of Zephyr. Really amazing model and visuals. Kit could have been a bit better. I'm curious what he means by kit, like the strong attack kit. I mean, I think the kit is really good because it's a plant attack, similar to Mind Yuha's SA1. And then the SA2 is a 960 into a static vortex, not just a static vortex, which is very good. And then SA3, full stream, which is really good. Good banner format. Okay, fillers. I don't know why they're gatekeeping 10th any characters. Mugetsu doesn't deserve to be in any filler. I agree. That I absolutely agree with that. He's a Link is crazy. Alright, and then Fire Design, the kit is underwhelming. The EX looks the same as the first strong attack. The stationary vortex is not that good. The fillers are good. His model is incredible. The kit is, if you actually hear what it is, it's better. So hopefully they just don't think it's just a static vortex, because the 960 is literally like the best SA2 for like any kind of content, but then it has a vortex on top of it, a static vortex, which the static vortex isn't too insane, but I think in like Limit Breaker quest content it's going to be pretty nice. You'll be able to knock enemies over. Granted, you don't really want to because of poise break, but you know what I mean. It'll keep them away from you and you'll stay safe. And also you'll be able to knock down bosses in guild quests so they don't just keep running right at you, you know. So I think it's not that bad. And then we have Sabby, which is out of view, unfortunately, because of my OBS layout. But character, visuals are peak. The banner with the 11-step format and the 9th anti units is annoying, though. Kit-wise, I have nitpicks, but I understand if they make him all status element resistance 200% and don't give him poise break. We basically have a permanent character for Limit Breaker, no matter what the rules are. That's bad for business. Okay, I thought they were saying he did get that. I'm like, no, he didn't. But I see what they mean. Yeah, they can't make every character absolutely perfect because then they can't sell you another character. But yeah, that is pretty much the community reaction. Let me know down below what your guys' thoughts are. To reiterate, I think amazing character, decent filler. Mugetsu and the 9th Annie should have been removed for the 10th Annie versary characters, and then I don't know, maybe just add in maybe Vassal Lorde, I guess, just to be different, because he's hardly ever in filler, you know. So like, why not the speed one? But yeah, design is amazing, kit is amazing. Poise break, obviously, it's a bit annoying, but it's fine. I don't care about the attribute at all. It's an extremely gapped Meninas, which I don't mind it in the slightest. The kit, after hearing that it's a 960 into static vortex, completely fine with. I thought it was just a static vortex, which would have been very mediocre and underwhelming. But besides that, really, really good. Love the character, and I am going to be going 10 steps maximum. I would love to 5-5 him, but there's no guaranteed pity or any steps after step 10, so I don't really want to go past that. So yeah, that's going to be the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and peace out.